Okay, this is a quick lesson for G.CO.2 translations. So this is the main thing. So I want to, let's say we had a triangle like this. And translations are when you move things to the right, to the left, up, or down. Okay, so right, left, up, or down. And usually they'll talk about this on a coordinate graph. So if this was our grid like that, and they said move it 2 units down and 3 units to the right, then you would move it 2 units down and 3 units to the right, every single point of that. So like we have these 3 points, and you would just move all those down and to the right, down and to the right, and then you'd get a new thing that looks about like that. So then before you do it, it is called a pre-image. Before you do any translations or rotations or anything like that, it's called a pre-image. And after, it's called an image. And usually it goes like this. So if we had triangle ABC, after the translation, we would say, we go like this. We do triangle, and then do A with a, that's called a prime. Do you guys see that little, looks like an apostrophe? So A turned to A prime. B turned to B prime. What do you think C would turn to?
C prime.
C prime. So this is the pre-image again. And this is the image. Another thing that we do is we're going to come back to coordinate notation. So if we took the points in the pre-image, X and Y, this is how you would describe the translation. If I did, bless you, if you did X, what we did here was X minus X plus 3. We added 3 to all the X's, and we took the Y's and subtracted 2. This is how we would describe right 3 and down 2. So if you didn't even have, you don't even have to graph these things. If I just told you 3 points and said it was from a triangle, and then I told you to do a translation to it, all you'd have to do is follow the, like what the translation said. So I said, if I said up 5, you would just move all the X's. I mean, what would you do to the X's?
All the points would be just 5.
Up 5, what does that deal with? X's or Y's?
Y.
Yeah, so if I said up 5, I would do nothing to the X's, but I would move all the Y's up 5.
Yeah.
I'd add 5 to all the Y's, right? Okay. All right, then let's see. Let me go to this. Okay, so translations, this type of transformation is called a rigid motion transformation. Meaning it doesn't change the size.
Dilation, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, but dilation would change the size. Doesn't change the size. And also it doesn't change the size and all the relationships. So that means like the lengths.
So like
Lengths and the angles and the order all stay the same.
kind of like how so ABC is converted to A prime.
Yep. Yep. So no matter what rigid motion transformation do you do to it, it will always stay the same size. It'll stay the same shape. It'll have the same angles, have the same lengths. Like a lot of stuff will stay the same.
What's your parentheses?
And the main thing is that it won't change the size.
Ms. Farmer,
Yes.
can you send Reagan to the office when you have a break-in instruction?
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Feeling good about that? And then then it'll say things like this. It'll say that it'll say things like x is the point 1, 2, and it was translated to the point x prime, which is now 3, 3. And then under the same translation, we have to move y, which is 3, 5, and z, which is 2, 0. And we have to do the same transformation to it. What would the new points be?
Y would be
So what did I do to the x's?
add 2.
So this is what I do. I like to go over here and I say x plus 2, and then what do I do to my y's?
Add 1.
Plus 1. So we're going to have to add 2 to all the x's and 1 to all the y's. So what is y prime going to be?
5, 6.
So this is going to be 5, 6, and then z prime is going to be 4, 1. And that's what you'll have to do. And then it might give you just a picture, and then you have to describe what all the new points are. So you can either figure out how they transformed it, or you can just look at the figure and figure out what the points are. It's kind of obvious. Yeah. If the transformation, if this coordinate notation thing ever had like 2x, is that going to be a rigid motion translation?
No,
No, what would that do?
dilate.
That'd be like change the.
It'd be like dilating it, right? So 2x, or if we had like 1/2 y or whatever, those would be dilations, which we don't have to do right now. Okay. That is the G.CO.2.